Okay, 16-16. Good luck. So we've not played before. We have no head-to-head score. Opponent 33,000 games. That's impressive, isn't it? That's a lot of blitz chess. What am I on? 7,000. Goes c4. I'm going to play d5 and just challenge for the center. Okay, comes up. I could play c5. Takes. How do I want to do this? Let's just go c6 and go steady, does it? See which way he's going. He goes back. I'm going to play knight up. Okay, I'm just going to break that pin and then maybe bishop up or knight up. Just see what white wants to do. Bishop up is perfectly fine. Just try and get yourself castled. Then we have to decide if we want to try and mess the structure up to get rid of the bishop. Maybe sack a pawn. It's an option, but I think bishop up is fine here. Across. Potentially we can take, but it's probably a poison pawn. But I'm just going to develop just so I've got the option to castle. And it does create a one-move threat. Yeah, he's played rook across. So we can take here first, or we can take here. So take. Rook takes, take. We have to look at, say, rook back. And our queen is just completely stuck. So I'm just going to castle there. Okay, now I'm looking at knight forward and maybe sacking or takes knight forward. Yeah, I'm actually going to take now, but I'm not going to try and go for the pawn. It's a poison pawn. So is it worth doing this? I want to play a pawn forward. I'm not sure which is the right one to do. I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk pushing this pawn and see if he takes. He does. So I'll take with a pawn and try and play a6. He's playing this very well. Knight in. Well, that's what he's gone for. I was going to say knight in. If he takes here, I just take the bishop. That should be fine. So he'll take this way. And then we can drop back, pawn forward. I'm just going to play a holding move for now and see how he does this. If he takes it, I'll have to go with the knight. Otherwise, if I take, he'll take here and mess the structure up. It could be fine, but it's risky. But again, he wants to play the pawn forward. So I can see his idea. He might do that anyway. He doesn't. Do we do it now and sack a pawn? I'm going to move the bishop for now. So one knight guards the other. So I'm just committing that if he takes, obviously I've got to take back with a knight. Bishop check, king across, knight takes. I don't think is a threat right now, but it could be. Knight check takes, queen down. It feels alright right now, but it could be a problem. And then I'm just looking at a move like rook across. Yeah, I knew he wanted to play that move. That's what I expected. So if he pushes, takes, probably a problem. I think I'm going to have to go forward, aren't I? But this knight is loose. So takes up. I'm going to take and go forward. Unless he takes, obviously, this one. And I'll take here. We're just trying to close the diagonal down, but he's got a lot of pressure coming. Once he gets the queen and the rook stacked on the f-file, it could turn out very, very bad. You can imagine having to try and play a move like f5 or f6 in a position like this. It's not very promising. I'd like him to take here. I don't think he will. Yeah, he's playing rook down to try and just overload. So can we counter with rook across? I don't think pawn forward is a move here. Just rook across, and that's very dicey, isn't it? So I can't play queen back. I could play rook over. Takes. Yeah, I think rook across just threatening to take a pawn. Okay, he does take, so we'll take back. Whoa, he's gone for the sack. What the heck? Has he just confused his moves up here somehow? Surely I just take now, right? He'll have to play rook across. Maybe queen back. He's got to be relying on getting 3 pieces in. He'll have to play a move like bishop down. Okay, I think I'm just going to take for now and try and figure something out. He can't trade here, he'll play rook across. Guess that's a safe pre-move, but he's going to have to risk bishop. Oh, he has traded. He'll have to risk bishop f6 at some point, but I don't think it works now. We're threatening checkmate if he plays bishop in as well. I think he's just mixed his move order up there somewhere. He had a very good position, and he's just mixed the moves up somewhere. We played a really good game so far, and I don't see I could still mess it up, so I'm still going to concentrate, but the bishop there is covering the mate in one threat. So maybe what do? We can play a queen back, target this pawn, and try and just be solid in the center. Okay, he's pushed forward, logical. So I like queen back, just gently pressure the pawn and come in, offer a trade, and I don't think he's got any break then, and then we just march this way. Is there any benefit to kicking the king up? I don't see it, so I'm just going to come back and try to bring the queen over. Just hope I don't blunder some nonsense like this and some sort of repetition. Or takes, actually, that's dangerous, yeah. So bishop f6, can I ignore it? I'm not sure I can. How do I deal with it then? How do I get my queen over here? I should have been targeting this, shouldn't I? Yeah. I can check here, but it's not the pawn I'm looking for. I'm trying to do this just to deal with this concept. Because bishop in takes, his pawn takes, and he's threatening a mate in two. So bishop in I can't take, and queen across is a bit of a problem. So I'm going to play queen here so I can try and come back and deal with this. He might not have seen this concept, but it's a strong idea. Takes, check and mate. Maybe there's a defense there, but it's very, very dangerous. Now he switched tack to go to this side. Okay. So now can I just go after this then? I think I can come centered now. I'm very happy if I can swap these off. So if he takes the pawn, I'm going to take this one. And if he takes here, I'll take this one. Okay, now I just need my queen somewhere over here to try and deal with this threat of bishop f6. So he might have simply not seen that it's a threat, but it is. There it should be good to take, and then he'll end up pushing here, but have I got anything else I can do? I don't see anything else. Queen back, no, I think I just need to take. My rook is just doing nothing, so maybe rook across, and we just flatly stop this pawn push. He's still got bishop down, but what have we got? We don't have queen now. We have queen. Gee, a queen f8 actually would be a nice move with this bishop in now. The rook makes room for it. We put pressure on the pawn. Just don't blunder queen down to be attacked. But now with bishop in, trade, maybe we can just simply play a queen back and guard everything and shuffle, hopefully. So I'm just going to play queen back now that the bishop's moved and try and blockade, but we still have to try and find a way to convert in time. So let's just play up on a light square. Maybe I want the rook there and release the queen. But it's not easy. Oh, he's trading. Well, surely that should be good for us. Takes. Yeah, just get on a light square. Make certain we cover the light square. And then bring our king up. Actually, let's bring the king up first. Do I do this? Let's go up 2 and this. I'm just trying to make sure I get there before his king does. I think pawn up looks good. Bishop comes down. So just get on a light square. I'll take. And then king up. There is maybe a pawn for pawn, but that's a light square. I know. Do I go here? I can hear that time ticking. Let's push up. Okay, I'm going to use the king as a blockader and try and cut his king off. He's played this really well, hasn't he? Really, really well. Let's just check and come behind. I mean, I guess I probably could trade and take the pawn now, actually. It should be winning. Oh, that is the pawn. Just purely the time pressure. Just pure time pressure. Cut the king now. That was purely time pressure. He played a terrific game there, hasn't he, there? Especially considering the rating gap. So let's see what it was in engine speed. Well, that was a 47 moves. So they're the move times for both players there. Let's just see what it was in engine language. But yeah, that bishop f6 concept, I think, might have been the best bet. Whether it worked or not, we'll just find out. So we'll see what the engine says. Yeah, we blundered here, so in this position, plus 3.9, we blundered it back to level, so we have dropped one bad blunder. 89% versus 80%, CPL 38 and 59. But yeah, we're worse out of the opening. Worse out of the opening here, so let's just flick through. So I've gone wrong in the opening here, so we're just looking at this little score here. Or we can look at the graph here. But we're just gradually going wrong in the opening, aren't we? Now we're plus one worse. Should not have pushed the b5 pawn. I should have actually just taken straight away there. And then I shouldn't have played a6 either. I should have played the bishop to a6 rather than the pawn to a6, threatening maybe a pawn push. Okay, and then we jump onto this position. And then this is where the game turns, but then we do blunder it back level. Yeah, my pawn just mixed the moves up somewhere, didn't they? So it's still 1.5 for white. So that was a mistake. I should have played queen down to a3 apparently. This trade was still good for white, but then he's given up the exchange, which he shouldn't have done. And the engine is saying bishop forward to try and kick the rook, and then you can just come across. And that's very difficult to defend, isn't it? Yeah, I've really got to learn from this opening, because probably 7 or 8 out of 10 I'm going to lose this one, aren't I? I've just been a little bit fortunate this game, and then in this position we've blundered and it's gone back to level. So what did I do here? This is actually theoretically level now. It's the same concept, the bishop coming in to kick the rook, and you're going to eventually run out of squares. Maybe here, here, and you just come across and the queen just chases the rook and there's nothing I can do or give the rook up for the bishop. Okay, but apart from that one blunder, when opponent took, we're then better for the rest of the game, and we've managed to then convert relatively smoothly, thanks to the clock really. But really tough game there, so well done.